Roll camera.
Should we start?
मैं सुंदर लगने लगा चलिए. Should I stop giving interviews? I said I'm a very political man. But disclaimer, I come from a privileged background. I had become too much of an activist and I realized that it was interfering with the filmmaker. One day I decided and I chose to be one of the two.
Our guest today is filmmaker Anubhav Sinha.
I post the photograph of a puppy in the streets of Banaras and they say, Ra.One ka bana raha be. Some things get criticism and I embrace them. I wouldn't give a damn.
SRK is in for Ra.One sequel. Are you?
We have had this. It's, you have to understand, it's a mammoth task to make that film.
You have said that you haven't talked to Ajay Devgn since past 18 years.
Guess what? We met. We met and we hung out for good 90 minutes.
My question is regarding Article 15. In one of the scenes when Ayushmann Khurrana is talking to his fellow officer mates, he's trying to imply that he does not know caste hierarchies as such. So do you think a bureaucrat, a person who has qualified the civil services examination, does not know about the deepest inequality of the India that we live in?
Do you think that you're going to make films in the future which are going to have the protagonists as a person who is from an underprivileged background?
Ayushmann Khurrana, who is from the upper class, and he takes or he rescues the Dalit girl, was a compromise you have to make to keep it mainstream.
The scene is trying to look at this entire structure in a very funny manner, in a very sardonic, satirical manner.
So if you're saying, sorry to interrupt you in between.
So, yeah, let me finish the answer. Because this is the first time somebody has asked me this question in person.
Some people have called filmmakers like Anurag Kashyap and you as the leftist Vivek Agnihotri while he was promoting the Bengal Files. He said that I'm wiser than him.
He's made an observation about me.
And you don't have anything to say to him.
When I say I don't make films about party politics, I don't make films about a particular party. I make films about us.
Do you have something to say about criticism again that came up about the names of the hijackers?
You should tell me.
Sir, what do you have to say about it?
You tell me.
One of the major demands being an 8-hour shift.
I don't know this. I will not comment.
Okay.
What are we talking about? This world is not a fair place. Live with it or change it.
Welcome to Take That, where the next generation grills India's most influential voices on the questions that matter. Our guest today is filmmaker Anubhav Sinha, a storyteller who has walked both sides of Bollywood, from glossy entertainers like Dutt's Ra.One to hard-hitting social dramas like Mulk, Article 15 and Thappad. Once known for his big-budget spectacles, Sinha took a decisive turn a decade ago away from pure entertainment and into cinema that provokes, questions and unsettles. His recent films don't just tell stories, they start conversations about gender, caste, identity and justice in modern India. Today we're taking him out of the director's chair and putting him in front of 10 young Indians, each ready to challenge him on the politics of filmmaking, the responsibility of artists, and the blurry lines between cinema and activism. The rules are simple. Each student gets 2 4-minute shots at the guest. Mr. Sinha will respond to each unfiltered. So, Anubhav, are you ready? Should we begin?
I am. I'm slightly worried, but I'm ready.
Let's begin.
Hello, sir. I'm Swarnanjali from Indian Institute of Mass Communication.
Ji.
And my question to you is that in an interview with Anupama Chopra, you have mentioned that the reason you chose your protagonists to be from a privileged background in Article 15 and Mulk, that is to reach a wider audience. And even in your 2023 film, Bheed, we see the narrative going from a perspective of a high-rank official. So, you have proven that the socio-political movies are profitable. So now that you have your capital and your audience, do you think that you're going to make films in the future which are going to have the protagonists as a person who is from an underprivileged background?
The Bheed protagonist was an underprivileged background, but a police officer, but an underdog.
Yeah, it was it was Rajkumar Rao and it was from his perspective.
So you're talking about the actor or the character?
The character.
Okay.
So will the character be somebody who is the center of the story and the lead role of the story, and somebody who is underprivileged? And from their perspective, like that.
And you don't even want him to have even his position in the police force
Yes.
is not very high. He's just a low rung police officer.
But like I think in the Bheed movie, if the film was shot from the perspectives of the immigrants that were there, it would have been a more heart-wrenching, that would impact the society a lot more.
That would be another film.
Yeah.
You know,
that
any
is what
film.
I'm asking.
Yeah.
Is it
I
a
don't
concept?
know.
Are you going to do something
I
like
don't
that?
know. I am not. I don't design films like that. I was very. And also, a disclaimer. I come from a privileged background. Okay, I have lived 54 years of my life. Yes. Now I'm 60, but that's when I started making these films. So it will always remain with me, that privilege.
Right.
I can't completely strip myself of it.
Right.
But the fact that I'm trying, and I, like you said, in Article 15, it was a Brahmin in a police uniform. In Bheed, it was a Dalit man in a police uniform.
Right.
And who knows? I need to, as a filmmaker, it is important for me to completely understand the perspective of that character for me to be able to drive the film from that perspective. Right. And I am unfortunately, from a privileged background. I still do not have it.
Yeah, but sir, that is what my question is. Like, if you continue making films from the privileged background's perspective, then the audience will the audience not accidentally think that there's a necessity for a privileged man to save the underprivileged people?
There is a responsibility of the privileged man, for sure.
But then, it will be
that's
like
not
the underprivileged do not have any power to fight for themselves. They always need, or their existence has to be seen from the eyes of a privileged man.
No, Bheed doesn't do that. The very idea of Bheed was that he was fighting against a bunch of a privileged class watchmen
Right.
in a bus.
Yes.
But they were not in power. What Bheed tries to do at that check post is reverse the power structure.
Right, sir.
The power was in the hands of a Dalit cop.
Right, sir.
That was the idea.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir, namaskar.
Namaskar.
I am Arav from Indian Institute of Mass Communication. My question is, in one of your interviews with the Times of India.
Should I stop giving interviews?
So you said that you make film about us, not about the electoral politics. So how can one differentiate between whether this film is a social film or this film is a political film?
It will have an impact on some electoral thinking. But when I say I don't make films about party politics, I don't make films about a particular party. I make films about us and our decisions. And that will obviously have a connection. But I'm not driven by that connection. I'm driven by us.
So in another interview, the interviewer asked...
doing interviews.
The interviewer asked, why didn't Anek work? So you mentioned it is a very politically layered film. So what do you mean by politic in that context?
That was, I think I read too much on the Northeast. Before I wrote the film. Too much. So I got to know too much, and then there was a desire to incorporate all of it in one film. And that's why it became rather incomprehensible. So there is a select minority of the audience that got it. Those who were aware of the things that I was talking about, they got it and they love it. But I was not making the film for them. I was making the film for those people who didn't know about it. But I made my language so incomprehensible that I couldn't get to them. And that is where I feel the journalist in me, the activist in me, took over the role of the filmmaker. And that's what that's a mistake I made.
So in a country like India where you can't separate social with political,
Anywhere.
yeah. So, but when in another interview, I think you should give more interviews. So you said that Mulk is a social film. So how are you categorizing Mulk as a social film, whereas it touches and mentions various elements of the political part also?
You know, I have also evolved. Mulk was the first film which was political in nature. So today, if you ask me, I wouldn't call it just a social film. Mulk was the time I was developing this socio-political consciousness within myself. Before that, I was never engaging with the politics of people and world and my country and my society. So maybe I skipped that because it was just a filmmaker who was speaking and about the genesis of the film. And for me, it was about people and it was about the society. But maybe what I did not understand at that point when I said what I said is that it's bound to be political.
So if you will make Mulk right now, if you have made all this journey, so would it be different than the 2018 film?
I wouldn't know, man.
Ah.
It will be different. It will be different in a lot of ways, but I don't know. You know, the beauty of Mulk, I think, is the purity of it. It was a man deeply disturbed about his society.
Okay.
So it became about the society.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hello, Anubhav. I'm Dhanush.
Hi, Dhanush.
So, in the era of personalization, where Netflix gives you the movies you want to watch, and Instagram gives you the content you want to consume, and people can create echo chambers where they can filter out information that they don't want to see, or the people that they don't want to hear about. How, as a filmmaker, do you seem to approach those people who are immensely in need of hearing the issues and to talk about the issues that you mention in your films?
That's what this journey is about. Sitting in Bombay, which is some sort of an information island for filmmakers. And we keep creating theories based on the results of each film, that this is how it is working, that is how it's working. And I think I personally felt the need to go to those people. Hence I'm here. Talk to them and understand what's going on. Are they very happy scrolling? Or they're scrolling and they're not happy about it? Like smokers. They're smoking all day. But are they happy about it? No. 99. I have been a smoker myself. Most smokers are not happy about smoking. So I wanted to meet you guys who I think I make movies for and talk to you guys and hear you and get questioned by them. Right now, actually, I'm being grilled, but that's okay.
Do you see that these echo chambers create a lack of empathy for anyone that is not them? Not
empathy. Empathy is probably a byproduct of what happens to them. This phenomenon is causing detachment and disconnect. So you're not getting attached to things as deeply as you should or would if you were not doing this. Because, let's say you're seeing a very informative set of reels in a scroll about your society. So you see an unemployed youth, you see a disoriented activist, but because you hear him, they're an unemployed youth, and you push him aside. And then you're listening to a disoriented activist. The idea of depth in a relationship comes when you spend time with it. When you go to a waterfall, beautiful waterfall, and you start clicking pictures, and you're trying to find the best picture that you can do. Oh no, this woman came into my frame, and the waterfall is gone. And by the time you got a picture that you wanted, you have lost the time that you should have spent with the waterfall. It's an experience. I think that is what is eroding in this culture, and which is something that you also need to work on. Like I was just telling you guys that I've deleted all social media platforms from my iPhone. They're very nice also, but they cannot rule my day. So I will go to them. So they are on my iPad, and I'm not on my iPad all the time. That's what I have done. I don't know what you guys are doing. Are you guys concerned that you're spending too much time on trying to, the marketing technology of a shopping mall was to make you buy things that you don't need. They make it so attractive. Similarly, the information highway is giving you information that you don't need in your life.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. I am Gaurav.
Hello. Hi, Gaurav.
Sir, first of all, I want to clarify that I will not criticize Ra.One.
No, it's okay. I've lived
It is
through
my
it.
favorite film, sir.
Lived with it for 14 years.
I think it has great concept like a video game villain becomes the real life adversary. But sir, मुझे लगता है कहीं ना कहीं जो था, it was lost in translation. That what vision you had in your mind, वो last में carry out नहीं हुआ. Sir, I want to ask that how do you make sure that the idea you want to convey, the message that you want to convey in the end has been executed with 100% accuracy. या फिर जैसे कि जो एसेंस है, जो सोल है उस फिल्म का, वो आपको लगता है कि मतलब ऐसा होना अनिवार्य है, जरूरी है ऐसा होना कि वो मतलब लॉस्ट हो जाता है वो एसेंस कहीं ना कहीं ड्यूरिंग द प्रोसेस ऑफ शूटिंग एंड पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन स्टेज.
आप एक बात समझिए कि जो फिल्म मेकिंग है ना, जो आर्ट फॉर्म, ये शायद इकलौती आर्ट फॉर्म है जो बहुत सारी आर्ट फॉर्म्स को अपने साथ लेके चलती है, अपने अंदर उसको जरूरत होती है इनकी. राइटिंग है, परफॉर्मेंस है, थिएटर है, कैमरा है, लाइट है, एडिटिंग है, बैकग्राउंड स्कोर है, म्यूजिक है. Too many ingredients, so too many variables. A sculptor has his tools and a piece of rock. A painter has a canvas and his colors. This has too many variables, and there's a very high chance of not getting the ratio right. And we deal with it, we are aware of it, but you end up, every filmmaker in the world ends up making some mistake or the other in one film or the other, and I can't think of a spotless filmography of any director.
Like sir, in an interview with Saurabh sir, you said about Ra.One, I lost control over it during the shooting. Yes,
exactly.
Sir. Yes, sir.
So that had visual effects, that also had action. So I lost control of all the tools I had at my command.
So how do you make sure that that in your upcoming projects you won't repeat the mistake?
No, you can't. You can't. You're inside the whirlpool.
It will happen.
It will happen.
It is bound to happen.
It's bound to happen.
Sir.
Like I said, the greatest of filmmakers sometimes got caught.
Sir.
The number of misses can be lower with some and higher with some, but it is impossible to keep complete control of a film every time.
Sir, Rajamouli sir said that RRR was the film that has come closest to his vision, what he has in mind and what he actually executed. Sir, anything of your, is there any of your film you think the same about?
Most of these films, Mulk, Article, Thappad, Anek, Bheed, were close to, but Anek, it did not spiral out of my control. Actually, I was being warned by people in the team that it's becoming a little incomprehensible. But by then I had 3 hits back to back. So I think I knew. So that's the arrogance of it that I did not.
That's why you shifted the genre from Ra.One to social drama.
No.
Oh.
So I was being a little cocky, I think, that I didn't listen to anybody, and normally I do listen to people, but in case of Anek, I wasn't. And what they were saying was right. Maybe I should have listened to them.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Hello, sir. My name is
Hello.
Nitika.
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 Yes, sir. Sir, in the film Thappad, Vikram, who is the husband of the female protagonist, isn't portrayed as a villain. He is somebody who is entitled and unaware. So my question is that why was it important to look at patriarchy from a systemic view rather than a monstrous one?
That's the film. I didn't want to find an exceptional monster who did that. So if you notice and remember, my co-writer was a lady.
Okay, yes.
And Mrunmayee. And I had to fight with her because I was hell-bent on making the guy good. The one-line story that I wrote for myself was a good husband hits his wife for the first time and she decides to leave. So for me, the film is wrong. It doesn't do its job if the husband is not good. Because the husband is bad, all these boys will reject him. They will otherize him. I wanted them to feel like I could be this guy. Because he's not a habitual offender. He's not an alcoholic. He doesn't hit people around in the streets. He's a nice guy. But even if you're a nice guy, you're not entitled to this, is the point of the film. If you're a bad guy, you don't deserve it anyway. But even if you're a nice guy, otherwise, and even if this is your first time, this is my view. Another woman at the receiving end can think differently. That, okay, I'll forgive him once.
Yes.
But that's your call. I'll forgive him 5 times. That's your call. My view, if I was a woman, is that no, you will not touch me even once, no matter how wonderful you are.
Sir, with regarding to that, I've talked to people with regarding to Thappad, and they told me that even women, I asked this question, that they said that they were okay if they were being slapped and the person said sorry. But what I liked was that even when he got slapped, when she got slapped, the whole idea was that he was worried that what will his boss think. So that brought the entitlement to the film, which I enjoyed. And sir, my next question is that your Chal Picture Chale has begun, and you are meeting the same audience to whom your film is catered. So what are your discoveries regarding how people perceive your films who are not from the metropolitan cities?
You know, I don't think I have a conclusive answer to this. I've been to 8 cities so far. The most, so I don't have a conclusive answer. And I'm also still deciphering. I'm visiting at least 1 city a day, sometimes 2. So there's too much data to process. So when I get, if they allow me an hour and a half every night in my bed before I go to sleep, then I try to process it. I think I'm seeing a uniformity.
Uniformity with respect to?
Doesn't matter which class of city it is. Like in Bollywood distribution parlance, we call it A center, B center, C center, depending on how much population and how many theaters and you know what all. I'm seeing sorry, a uniformity in their response. The response in Yamunanagar is same as the response in Bombay, is what I'm saying.
Hi, sir. Myself, Swarnim Prakash from Indian Institute of Mass Communication, Delhi.
Hi, Swarnim.
Yes, sir. So my question is that why does the society doesn't perceive the movie which you usually directs in the ideal way, such as Article 15, Thappad, or be it Mulk, as all these movies have gathered a sense of controversy in the recent past in the entire nation. So how as a filmmaker you keep on managing your cool and carrying on your progression towards making such films which draws the public attention?
I'm a cool guy, man. I keep my cool. You know what? When I made Mulk, I didn't think I was making a controversial film. But then the trailers came out and suddenly became very controversial. Mulk, Article, even Thappad was, people were very upset. So I can't control them. I'm making the films that I want to make. Those subject matters are slightly contentious, but if I keep bothering about what may happen, then I would not be able to make my film in the manner I want to make it.
So why is it gaining a sense of controversy in the entire nation? Means there are trollers who are against you. Means
You just answered the question.
Yes.
You used a fantastic word called trollers.
Yes. And in this series, is there an upcoming film which you are directing so that is giving a social message to the entire nation?
Of course, I'm making films, and I've decided that on this tour, I'm not selling anything.
Okay.
So the moment I start talking about my films, I'll start selling it because, filmmakers are salesmen also. We sell our movies to our studios, to our stars, and to everybody. So this time I'm not talking about my films, future films.
Okay. And
Sorry.
in a recent interview, you have said that you haven't talked to Ajay Devgn since past 18 years.
Well, guess what? We met.
Oh,
We met and we hung out for good 90 minutes and
okay.
we are friends again.
Okay. But was it in a 2020 statement when Ajay Devgn made quoting unquoting the tweet which Ajay Devgn said, "I have always maintained that we should wait for proper facts to emerge. I appeal to everyone, let us further the spirit of peace and brotherhood, not derail it either." And you replied on that, "Exactly, I am still waiting, you done waiting." So were you provoking him to make any conversation with you, or just you were making in a random tweet?
No, it was not random. But there was a phase in my recent past when I had become too much of an activist. And I realized that it was interfering with the filmmaker. And one day I decided and I chose to be one of the two. And of course, there still exists some sort of activism in my films, but that's not my priority.
And today is the JNU-SU elections that is going on right now today. So what's your take on that? Since right-wing activism has been grown on Punjab University, they have rampantly captured it, all the president posts in the Central
Don't
University.
put it in such a negative light. They have won.
Yeah, they have won in Central University of Hyderabad also. So what's your take that if they come in JNU, so how is it being progressing it in the entire nation?
See, if the people are voting for a particular ideology, right or left,
Exactly.
and that voting is fair and is looked at fairly, then it's the people's will. And you have to accept and respect the people's will.
But the thing is that when you were supporting the JNU-SU, the 2020 that controversy which was in there.
No, I was against the atrocity against the students.
Exactly.
I don't understand the politics of any university for that matter.
Sure. Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Sinha. I'm
Hi.
Tyasha. Tyasha.
Tyasha.
Yes.
What does that mean?
It means thirsty, and it's also a river's name.
Okay.
Okay. So mine is a little generic question about Bollywood. If we talk about the commercial movies, indie movies apart, if you were to rate the movies coming out of Bollywood right now, good, bad, ugly, what would that be? Like, how would you rate it?
It's not possible to give one tag to.
But are you happy with the kind of movies that are coming?
I'm not watching many.
Commercial.
Every film is commercial. The moment, so, I want to tell all of you, use your words very carefully.
Right.
Every film is commercial. It has commercial aspirations. There is commerce involved in the making and releasing of the film. And some films will be profitable at 10 crores of box office. Some will be profitable at 300 crores at the box office. There are different degrees of barriers they have to cross to be successful, commercially successful.
Right.
Then the other success is that it gets reviewed well.
Right.
So Bollywood is making all kinds of films. I don't know if I can put one tag to all the films.
All right. Let's talk about the ones that are supposedly called box office success or failures.
In the regular parlance of commercial pot boilers, potpourris.
Not the indies, like the indie movies, we are keeping them apart.
Indie again is a different chapter. Like, do you think I'm an independent filmmaker or a studio filmmaker?
You started off as a commercial. Today, I am
a studio filmmaker. My films are always backed by studios.
Yes.
So I'm indie in the way I make my films.
Yes, absolutely. So the kind of movies that are being made What do you think? Like,
See, you have to understand that no matter how complex is the recipe of pani puri, golgappe, it will always be looked down upon.
right?
And no matter how easy is the recipe of, let's say, grilled vegetables, it will always be looked up to because it's healthy, because it's hygienic. So such is the tragedy, inherent tragedy of a potboiler film, of a recipe film, is that you don't respect it. Because it jumps genres, it goes from drama to comedy to musical, back to tragedy, then drama, comedy. But that's what you want, right? Those movies make the most money.
But they're not doing too well. Like, we are seeing there are a lot of actors. They are coming back again and again, giving flops one after the other. And yet producers or directors, whatever you want to call them, are taking them for their next movies. Before one is over, they have their second movies, and there are better actors who are still missing out the chance. Do you think there is a crisis Bollywood is in right now? Because parallelly, if you see these regional cinemas, Malayalam movies are so beautiful. We can learn from them. Bollywood can learn from them. Yet I feel somewhere it chooses not to and wants to go their way forward. What do you think about this?
You're very angry. So you're missing some points.
Okay.
In anger, you miss points. And
But
it's not trying to learn, I think, is an overstatement. Malayalam cinema and Bollywood cinema has always been different. Malayalam cinema has gone through a phase where they were making almost soft porn.
absolutely, yeah, long time.
And then they make this. Bollywood's trying. It's a different industry. It's
Sorry.
It's trying and it's learning.
And come back to that again with
Yeah,
later.
we have another.
We should have a conversation.
So, but this will have to be continued. You can't ask another question then.
Okay.
Hello, sir. I'm
Hello.
Medha. I'm a
Hi,
lifestyle
Medha.
journalist here.
Hi, Medha.
So, my question is about Ra.One sequel. There's so much buzz around it. Shah Rukh Khan mentioned it on his 60th birthday. He said he's willing to, be a part of Ra.One universe again. And he said, so yes, if Anubhav ever decides, because वो जो उसने बनाई थी, वो ही इसे बना सकता है. तो SRK is in for Ra.One sequel. Are you ready for it?
Him and I have had this chat too many times past 14 years. This is the first time he's gone and said it on a public platform, which is a serious matter. He's a big man. And next time I meet him, I will talk to him. That's all I know. I heard it yesterday. And I was inundated with messages and questions from the press. But we've been having this chat for 14 years. Every once in a while we talk about it.
So you are considering a sequel if things...
No.
What would you...
You just misunderstood me. We have had this कि बनाए क्या? क्या बोलता है? कहानी है तेरे पास? मैं कहा कहानी तो हो जाएगी बनाए. It's you have to understand it's a mammoth task to make that film. It's a very big commitment
Right.
to make this film. And both of us are not getting any younger. You'll have to give 3 to 4 years of your life to one film. And I think both of us are commitment phobic on that part. But him talking to the press about it talks against what I'm saying. So I'll meet him and I'll talk to him.
But fans are really excited.
I know that. I post the photograph of a puppy in the streets of Banaras and they say, Ra.One ka bana raha be? So, I know it's, but let me meet him and talk to him.
Okay. So, Ra.One, in your recent interviews and previous interviews also, you said that, you take the blame for a lot of things that went wrong, maybe like the script or like the editing.
Everything.
So, what would you do different this time? If you were making it
Let me meet
again.
him first. You're already making the film.
Okay, so my next question is based on Ra.One again. It had a great music album, the songs we still dance to and listen to when we are sad. We have that song Bhare Naina, and then Chamak Chalo again is a huge hit. And so do your other movies like Das. Its songs are still celebrated. Cash, of course, that was my next. You call it the worst mistake of your career. That's a different thing. But Naughty Naughty and even the Cash title track, it's so good. Like we still hear it. And Tum Bin, of course, how can we forget that? So, do you think Bollywood movies Bollywood music has lost its charm somewhere down the line?
No.
Over the years.
That's probably an overstatement, but yeah, we are delivering fantastic music less frequently now.
Less frequently.
Because a lot of, I blame it on Instagram.
Okay.
Because a lot of my composers and lyricists, they're spending too much time making reels and not making music.
Okay.
And I tell them this, so it's not a secret.
So it's again like, do you think it's just that people are listening to music on Instagram, or does it also have to do something with what's happening in the industry? We are not willing to experiment more or something like that?
Not connect. I'm not talking about the music available on Instagram. I'm talking about them not spending enough time composing.
Hello, sir. I am Ayush from Indian Institute of Mass Comm.
Hi, Ayush.
Sir, my question is regarding Article 15. In one of the scenes when Ayushmann Khurrana is talking to his fellow officer mates, he's trying to imply that he does not know caste hierarchies as such. So do you think a bureaucrat, a person who has qualified the civil services examination, does not know about the deepest inequality of the India that we live in? How do you decipher that? What do you comment on that, sir?
Sometimes you have to be less serious about things. It's a satirical scene.
Okay.
And maybe he's not as aware because he's lived abroad all his life and he's highly privileged, not only in terms of his caste, but in terms of his familial lineage. But that scene is trying to do something. Okay. The scene is trying to look at this entire structure in a very funny manner, in a very sardonic, satirical manner.
So if you're saying, sorry to interrupt you in between.
So yeah, if you could let me finish the answer. Because this is the first time somebody has asked me this question in person. They keep writing this on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
So you have to trust the director that of course even he understands this. But it's the form of the scene where he's asking these questions in a very sardonic manner, not in an inquisitive manner.
So, sir, the officers that are there, even if it is a satirical take, I don't think the officers get that satirical take right. Like when he uses the abuse in the last, one of the officers run away from that. So do you think the message was conveyed to the officers also? Like if he's from a higher post?
Of course not.
So, sir,
of course not. If the society was getting the message of this tragedy, then the society would be different, right? We've been talking about this, cinema and literature and poetry has been talking about this for centuries. But of course the society doesn't get it.
So if the officers don't get it, the first stakeholders are officers?
No, they're not the first stakeholders, but yeah.
Like in my opinion.
Yeah, we are wasting your time. So yeah, go ahead, make a point.
So I was saying that if the stakeholders do not get the point, how will that they convey to...
They will not. That's the point.
Okay.
That's why nothing changes. No, you think Article 15 changed some caste hierarchy in our society? No.
But at least you think, like if you are making a socio-political film, at least you have a thing to say. You are catering to the audience. You are at least trying to convey a message to them. So
what is your grouse against that scene?
No, sorry. How does that he know? He does not know about the inequality.
No, I told you, it's a form. It's a sardonic question answer between him and his people. His mind can't get wrap around that. How I'm also Brahmin, you're this, you're that. He's not trying to know what his caste is. He's trying to know what is the take of the situation on his caste.
Okay.
That's the idea.
Okay, so there is another more question. I think the time will run out, but I'll get back to this about the socio-political film that you talk about, like a film is a social film or a political film. I'll get back to that. I have a reference to make of Jean-Luc Godard. I will get back to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Adi, tera time bacha hai?
No, sir, 9 seconds is left, I think. It is a very expansive.
Okay.
Very expensive.
Yeah, I didn't hear Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
My name is Chirag Sharma and I am a student.
Chirag Sharma.
Ji, and I'm a student at University of Delhi. My question to you is coming from an interview, a statement which you gave to Lallan Top. You said that you would not work with Kangana Ranaut because you work with people you inherently like.
I never said that.
Or you would not work with people you would not like.
Yeah.
So
Please
this
don't.
statement was asked to Vivek Agnihotri.
Say that again, please. What did I say? That was also, the Lallan Top interview is that this is a 3.5 hour interview.
Yes, I get
so
it.
Sometimes things are said in jest
this,
also.
This statement was referred to Vivek Agnihotri ji while he was touring while he was promoting the Bengal Files. So he said that I'm wiser than him. I am more professional, that I can work with people who I do not align myself with politically or ideologically. What do you have to say in reply to his statement?
This is not a question that I will reply to. He's made an observation about me.
And you don't have anything to say to him. Okay. Speaking of him,
I
there's
did not say I will not work with Kangana, so correct yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of Vivek Agnihotri ji,
I'm a big admirer of her craft.
speaking of him, there's a normal discourse happening these days that Bollywood filmmakers are categorized into blocks. Like some people have called filmmakers like Anurag Kashyap and you as the leftists ka Vivek Agnihotri.
I'm very interested in what you think.
I
will respond to what you think. Don't bring me other people's opinions.
Okay, sure. I do feel like you both are prolific filmmakers and make socio-political relevant films, but you guys are at the polar opposite spectrum of things. You are more left-leaning, he's a more right-leaning person. How do you tackle these labels when people throw them at you? Like you might.
There's no time to tackle. I wouldn't give a damn.
You wouldn't give a damn about any of the labels which are thrown at you.
None whatsoever.
Fair enough. What do you feel about the movies which, like Taj Story, or which people label as propagandic films? So there's an increase in those.
Do you call it propagandic or not? Please don't tell me things that you are attributing to others.
What do you feel about movies?
No. I want you to know what do I feel about what?
What do you feel about movies which have strong right-leaning references?
They're films. They're someone's point of view. And they're legitimate and they should be made and they should be seen.
Have you watched any of Vivek's filmography?
No, the last film I saw of Vivek was probably Gol. I don't know which one is
Kashmir
first,
Files,
Gol or
Bengal
Chocolate?
Chocolate.
No, Chocolate was his first film.
Yes.
Gol came second.
Goal.
So last I saw of his was Gol.
Acha. And what else is brewing up with your filmmaking right now? Have you...
Right now I'm not talking about that.
You're not... Okay.
Like I said to another question is that then I'll start selling my film. And I don't want to sell anything right now. I want to actually listen to you guys and answer some of the questions that I may be able to answer.
Sure, sir. It was nice speaking to you. Over to
Same
the
here.
person. Thank you.
Sir, I'm back again. And I want to ask you about the one I See Kandahar series that you have made recently. So, in the series, you have not really shown Rupin Katyal, the man who was murdered and stabbed and murdered. You have not shown anything like that in the movie. So, that has actually made me feel a little bad about it, because I was thinking it is something like he had come back from his honeymoon.
I was coming back, yes.
Yeah, and he died and like got separated from his wife and was killed, but you did not show that. Why didn't you bring that up? Why didn't you put at least a little bit of it?
It was there. As
But
much
like-
as, the film was about, the show was about something else. But in any case, they were sitting together and
Right,
there are
right.
moments and when she fights and she says
they
we're
were
coming.
separated.
Yeah. So, you know, when you're trying to make a thriller, also you have to understand that was the only person who got killed.
Right.
And it was a brutal murder.
Right.
And you're making this series for television.
Okay.
And then you have to keep in mind that, you know, the show will play when children will also be in the room. And you have to be sensitive towards that. In films, you can take that liberty. So, also their story was out of the context that with which I was making the series.
So was your focus more on how the government handled the...
No, not really. I
Okay.
wanted to see the entire incident from every angle. So there was an angle of inside the plane. There's an angle inside the cockpit.
Right.
Then what and how
going
it was
on,
being handled,
handled, right.
who was doing it, and why, how was the world responding to it. I wanted to deal with all.
Yes, absolutely, sir. But again, there were parts like where it has been seen that an intelligence information about the hijack has reached Delhi, but they were too slow to act on it. But the former Raw chief A.S. Dulat has explicitly mentioned in an India Today TV, and I quote, "As for the idea that updates were coming in regularly, that's nonsense. The information might have been going to someone else, but it wasn't reaching us or Raw."
He must be right.
So,
He's the head of the Raw at the time.
yes, so like why did you show that?
That's what my research said.
Okay. So you take credibility.
That's all
for
I
it.
will talk about it.
Okay, sir. And you also did not focus on the particular individual who was faulty in the course, like for the attack?
I did as well
hijack?
as I could.
Okay. But like why did you completely focus it on the government's working on how they are handling the case?
No, I was also dealing with how was America reacting to it, how was Dubai reacting to it.
Yes, that is the media's point of view, or
Not the media's point of view.
people's point of view of
No.
what they think about
Their
the case.
governments, their authorities,
Right.
how were the Taliban involved, what were they doing.
Yeah. But this has
It's
actually
a
gotten
so
a lot of
I've-
criticisms.
Yeah, but
Right.
you know, some things get criticism and I embrace them
Okay.
and I respect them.
Okay.
But you know, I made what my research told me. And it was a very, very extensive research with extremely credible people. And I stand by it.
Okay, sir. And do you have something to say about the criticism again that came up about the names of the hijackers?
You should tell
reported?
me.
Sir, what do you have to say about it?
You tell me.
I think
What is your take?
they were not mentioned before, but then they were.
But they were mentioned at the time
But
we
then the
got to
disclaimer
know.
came later on after the information.
Yeah, but that was a
Okay,
mandatory requirement from the government.
sir.
सर तथास्तु की कुछ बात करूंगा.
अरे बाप रे बाप, हाँ.
टीवी पे कई दफा आती है और जब भी हमने देखा है संजय दत्त, अमीषा पटेल, तथास्तु टच्ड अपॉन सम सोशल इश्यूज. अगर मैं आज रेट्रोस्पेक्टिव लेंस से देखूं, क्या आपको लगता है कि 2018 के बाद वाले अनुभव सिन्हा ने इफ ही हैड मेड तथास्तु, क्या होता तथास्तु में?
It was largely a thriller when I made it. But if I made it today, I'll delve deeper into the core of the problem.
सर बट तथास्तु में जो संजय दत्त साहब का उनके बेटे के साथ इमोशन है, जो भी सारे एक डीप कनेक्शंस उस फिल्म में फॉलो, या लास्ट वाला सीन के एक फादर अपने बेटे के लिए कुछ भी कर सकता है. इस नरेटिव पे एक और भी रिसेंट में फिल्म बनी है बाप बेटे पे, नाम ले लूं?
हाँ.
एनिमल.
हाँ.
तो क्या ये सिर्फ थ्रिलर में इसको कैटेगराइज करना जरूरी है? क्योंकि
नहीं, उस वक्त किया मैंने.
अच्छा.
मैं ये कह रहा हूं कि अगर आज मैं बनाता तो शायद नहीं करता ऐसा.
अच्छा.
Because I grew, no? That's 2006.
Seven.
6 or 7, yeah.
6 or 7, yes.
So, it's been 18 years. I was 42.
सर आपने अ वेडनेसडे देखी है?
हाँ, देखिए ना, बहुत अच्छी फिल्म है.
क्या उस फिल्म का थीम और तथास्तु का थीम थोड़ा सा मिलता है? क्योंकि वो भी सोसाइटी के अगेंस्ट जाके एक पूरा प्लानिंग प्लॉटिंग करते हैं, और संजय दत्त साहब भी एक तरीके से हॉस्पिटल को पकड़ के कि मेरे बेटे को ये दो वगैरह वगैरह चीजें. क्या कुछ सिमिलैरिटीज है उसमें? मैं अभी बैठे बैठे ही सोच रहा था.
I don't think so.
अच्छा.
I love that film, Wednesday.
हाँ.
But I don't think thematically they're similar at all. Because that guy is saying, if you don't fix it, I'll fix it myself. In Wednesday. Here he's trying to save his son's life.
But he's doing exactly the same. He's trying to fix it.
Matlab, he's not fixing the system. He's saving his son.
Okay.
So it's a very personal ambition.
So a Wednesday is a broader concept.
It's a societal, political ambition.
Sir, in one of your another interview,
नहीं ठीक है ना, please don't feel shy about that.
you said that you are not a change maker, you are a filmmaker.
Yeah.
हाँ. लेकिन जब मैं देखता हूँ कि Farhan Akhtar said in an interview that a lot of people applied for the Indian Army after watching Lakshya, या मेरा नजरिया पढ़ाई की तरफ बदल गया 3 Idiots देखने के बाद, या और भी चीजें. और मुल्क के बाद जो इस्लामोफोबिया की डिबेट है, एक्चुअली दैट स्टार्टेड इन आवर कंट्री. और आर्टिकल 15 के बाद जो रीएस्टैब्लिश हुई डिबेट ऑफ कास्ट, सब कैसे अपने आप को चेंज मेकर नहीं कह सकते?
No, it will be audacious for me to think I am a change maker. If my film ends up, of course, थप्पड़ देख के कुछ लोग चेंज हुए होंगे, कुछ पतियों ने शायद मारना बंद किया हो या जो भी. But I can't anticipate it and be audacious about it. I would say I'm placing it on the table, take whatever you want to take from it. Otherwise it's too self-important, too audacious.
सर अभी बात करते हुए आपने कई दफा कहा कि आप बहुत कॉकी और एरोगेंट हो गए थे, और
1.5 साल
हाँ 1.5 साल वो पीरियड में, तो वो 7 सालों से आप कैसे कंपेयर करते हैं जो रावण के बाद से और मुल्क तक के साथ?
वो बहुत डिप्रेसिंग थे, वो बहुत लो ऑन कॉन्फिडेंस, द अदर एंड ऑफ द स्पेक्ट्रम है वो.
अच्छा.
I didn't believe I was a director anymore.
Thank you.
During those 7 years.
7 years, sorry.
So in Article 15, you had a central character, central protagonist, and a central theme. In Mulk, you had a central theme. But in Bheed, we see a central protagonist, but we see a overlap and an interweaving of a lot of themes in the film. We see the class divide, we see the pandemic, we see the journalistic ethics, we see the caste divide. So was it creative growth or was it the need of the film?
It's called Bheed, no? The way I was looking at the film starts with a voiceover when it says that, you know, sometimes we fall apart so bad that we become a bheed and not remain one as a unit, as a country. And this was one of those occasions. So I'm showing you the splinters of that united front that we usually have.
So while dealing with all these issues, how do you stop a film from becoming a khichdi of everything? Like maybe Anek?
No, this had more potential of the khichdi. But because I had just made Anek and I had edited it by the time I was shooting this, I was well aware of it, of the mistake, and I was cautious. So it didn't become that khichdi. People didn't saw it for some reason, which is another chapter. But that, you know, doesn't matter how many things or emotions or characters you're dealing with. That risk of things falling apart in any film is always imminent. You have to be aware, you have to be seeing it, and you have to keep it compact.
Nowadays, people are very keen on taking offense to anything that is remotely offensive. Like any symbolism of a Hindutva lingo or terminology, like even a character eating beef biryani in a movie has to be censored to be shown to a normal audience. So in this era of people taking offense at the smallest of things, will your filmmaking change in the future to you know, make it more communicable to people who might otherwise hate you?
Hate is a very strong word. No, I wouldn't. Actually, also, I'm not keeping a lot of in touch with these news. Like, I don't know, this beef biryani thing, I don't know where it must be true that you're mentioning it here. But no, it won't change. That won't change it. Other things might. My evolution, my journey, this journey will certainly make some changes in me as a filmmaker. But not those things.
And the change in you as a filmmaker after the advent of, say, Instagram, where you realize that the attention span of a lot of people has diminished and the type of content that they want to consume has shifted. Has that brought about a change in how you visualize a movie? How do you visualize the audience will perceive a film?
It's impossible to second guess the audience. The very thing they rejected 2 weeks back is the very thing they suddenly lap up 2 weeks later. So I never indulge in second guessing the audience. I make the film that I want to make.
Do you second guess yourself by making a film?
I don't know how to do that. No.
You're confident about...
No, I'm instinctive. I evaluate my decisions, and every film is a lot of decisions. I evaluate my decisions every night. And when I'm making the film. But no, I don't second guess. Why should I? And I don't know how to.
That's great.
Sir, I want to be a filmmaker. So if I have a script, I'm also inspired by you, sir.
Thank you.
If I have a script now and I want to approach a big Bollywood studio or any production house, so how can I do this, sir, now?
Approach them.
How can I? They don't know me, sir.
No, but they don't have to know you. Nobody knew Tarantino when he...
But where is the space that I go or वो मुझसे कहें कि हाँ यार
That's for you to figure out. It's all a part of making movies.
Oh,
If I want to make a film with Tom Cruise,
yes, sir.
what'll I do? I'll figure out how to get to Tom Cruise, how to make sure he reads my script, how to write a fantastic script that he cannot turn down. And then that's where the journey begins.
Like if I wanna go to a YRF or any other big studio, then they sir wouldn't let me do that. They say why?
Then you will
आपने
not-
कुछ बनाया है नहीं.
They better let you do that. You have to make sure of that.
So
How do you ask people who have gone there and made films for them? How did you go there? How did I go and be? Shah Rukh Khan was not my first cousin, no? When I went to him that I want to make a film with you.
So content should be as strong.
Content has to be strong. I don't like to call it content, but material is a better expression.
How?
And then how you find him and how you impress upon him and blah, blah, blah. And that's a part of the job.
How can I pitch you directly, sir?
I don't know. There are scripts in my inbox that are from very dear friends and people dear to me that are waiting to be read, and I haven't because I'm busy. So they keep pushing me, and I say, yeah, मैं कल पढ़ता हूँ. There's a 5-pager that I have to read from a very a writer that I really like. I haven't been able to read 5 pages. So I don't know. I can't give you there are no express ways in life.
So आपका एक मापदंड क्या होगा सर? जैसे 5 स्क्रिप्ट रखी है, उनमें से एक भी को अच्छी आपको चूज करनी हो.
डिपेंड करता है किसने लिखी है. वो बहुत कुछ होता है यार. वो तुम्हारी स्क्रिप्ट का कवर पेज जो मेरे को दिख रहा होगा, तो उसमें कुछ जादू हो सकता है. मुझे पता नहीं क्या.
फिर तो सर कोई भी जैसे भी कि बड़ा नाम है, एक बड़ा एक्टर है, डायरेक्टर, जैसे राइटर ने वो लिखी है, तो उसी को प्रेफरेंस मिलेगी ना?
नहीं, कोई जरूरी नहीं है. बिल्कुल जरूरी नहीं है.
और कोई भी इंडिपेंडेंट फिल्म मेकर है.
यू आर आस्किंग मी कि मैं तैरना चाहता हूं, कैसे तैरूं? तो मैं बोलूंगा पानी के पास जाओ,
डोंट वेट फॉर
लोगों को देखो कैसे तैर रहे हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं, कि मैं डूबूंगा नहीं. एक आदमी से बोलो कि सर मैं जा रहा हूं, मुझे आता नहीं तैरना, जरा देखना, मेरे ऊपर नजर रखना, और उतरना पड़ेगा पानी में. कोई रास्ता ही नहीं है.
सर आपको लगता है इंडिपेंडेंट फिल्म मेकर के लिए कोई और भी अब ऑप्शन है?
क्या होता है इंडिपेंडेंट फिल्म मेकर, मुझे पता नहीं है. मैंने एक बार ट्विटर पे लिखा था कि प्लीज डिफाइन एन इंडिपेंडेंट फिल्म मेकर टू मी. नॉट मेनी पीपल, नोबडी कुड.
हु मेक मूवी विदाउट एनी प्रोडक्शन हाउस बैकिंग?
नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता.
लाइक फॉर वी डू इन यूट्यूब.
बिना प्रोडक्शन हाउस का थोड़ी कोई फिल्म बनती है.
Then how would you categorize a film on short films on YouTube and other platforms?
I'm not into short films. I haven't seen many. But I don't know what their revenue model is. So honestly, I do not have a legitimate answer for you.
उनको मतलब उस तरह से आर्ट नहीं समझते जैसे
नहीं. मैंने कहा मैंने देखी नहीं है, मुझे उनके बारे में कम पता है. ग्रेट शॉर्ट फिल्म्स हैं दुनिया में, मुझे ये मालूम है. मैंने नहीं देखी है, मेरा इग्नोरेंस है. मैं उनको आर्ट फॉर्म क्यों नहीं समझूंगा? थैंक यू सर. जी.
Yes, sir. Sir, in an interview with Anupama Chopra, you mentioned that there was a scene in Article 15 where the protagonist, that is Ayushmann Khurrana, who is who is from the upper class, and he takes or he rescues the Dalit girl, was a compromise you have to make to keep it mainstream. What does the word compromise mean here?
Did I use the word compromise?
Yes, sir. It was there in Hindustan Times also mentioned.
You know, the Indian mainstream audience likes a hero. And the moment Ayushman's character picks up the girl, it could have been 2 people carrying her. It could have been 4 people carrying her. It could have been someone else carrying her. But Ayushmann walks in the middle of the line, carrying the girl like a hero, was an accommodation. So today I would like to euphemize the expression I used back then. It was the accommodation of a hero in this summation of the film.
Sir, but there are movies which do not have a particular hero. Like there are Caste in Malayalam movies, we have observed that, but still they are hit and they are approachable to people and people love them. So why was it necessary to have a hero? Or
I haven't seen many caste films from the south. There are actually some fantastic films in Tamil also. And I'm right now remembering more Tamil than Malayalam. But Tamil have a lot of heroism. In fact, those Dalit heroes have massive high-speed action sequences and they are heroes. Maybe in Malayalam not. But each society is different and each filmmaker is different. So that's that film, that's this film. I cannot make it the way they make it. And I'm coming from some place, Vetrimaran is coming from some place, Paranjit is coming from some other place. Our origins are different.
okay, sir.
And they're better filmmakers than me.
So, sir, my next question, that when we try to make a film more heroic, or in that sense, it is basically catering to mainstream. So does that dilute the potential or change that your films want to bring in reality?
Yes, it can. But depends on how pure you want to be and how pure you can afford to be. If this shot is the price you are paying to take the story to a larger audience, are you willing to pay that price or not? That no, I'll keep it completely pure.
So, but you have to expose the audience to that film so that they build the understanding of...
Yeah, slowly. When I started making Article 15, everybody was telling me, but Anubhav, this used to happen long back, not anymore. And the moment I was told this, I said, no, I must make this film now. So it brought back the discourse, the discussion, as they say. I think it's important to keep talking about it in as many opportunities as possible. I don't think a film can fully solve it. It will have to be an active discussion in the society for it to change in a couple of 100 years or maybe more.
Okay, sir.
So as you have voiced concerns about the censorship and the backlash which was faced by the film Phule, which deals with caste issues in India, and how do you see the role of the Central Board of Film Certification in enabling or restricting the cinema's ability to engage the public in honest conversations about the historical and social realities?
What I wrote was, a film talks to the people. A political leader talks to the people. The discourse of both have to be at the same plane. What is allowed from an electoral dais should be allowed in the films also. So how does that become different? And I still don't have an answer to that, because in the entire electoral campaign discourse, it goes down to another level, and it's not allowed in films which are saying that this is fiction. There's a disclaimer that it is fiction. I don't get this disparity. And I find it unjust.
सर बट आपको नहीं लगता कि सेंसर बोर्ड ऑफ फिल्म सर्टिफिकेशन को आड़े हाथों लेना, और अगर ये कह रहे हैं कि अगर कुछ फिल्म्स की जो सीन से कट होने से अगर वैमनस्यता नहीं फैलती है समाज में तो उसे कट करके ही प्रसारित किया जाना चाहिए?
ये किसकी राय है और ये कौन तय करेगा कि वैमनस्यता फैलेगी?
तो सेंसर बोर्ड ऑफ फिल्म सर्टिफिकेशन जो है वो तो
उसका नाम सेंसर बोर्ड ऑफ फिल्म सर्टिफिकेशन नहीं है, उसका नाम है सर्टिफिकेशन, सेंट्रल बोर्ड ऑफ फिल्म सर्टिफिकेशन. देयर इज नो सेंसर इन्वॉल्व्ड इन इट.
बट एपेक्स बॉडी तो वही है, तो सभी फिल्म डायरेक्टर्स को तो वही मानना.
जी जी जी
बिल्कुल. तो अगर
फिर भी उससे सवाल पूछा जा सकता है, प्रजातंत्र है.
हाँ बिल्कुल. पर अगर आप आड़े हाथों ले लेते हैं तो अगर
कौन, मैं आड़े हाथों कैसे लूंगा? मेरी क्या हैसियत है?
आपने जैसे कि उन पे ट्वीट किया, जैसे कि आपने किया था,
मैंने आलोचना की उनकी.
आलोचना की कि समाज में वर्ण व्यवस्था नहीं है क्या, नहीं रही क्या हमेशा से? हम झूठ क्यों बोले अपने आप से, और फिर सिर्फ सिनेमा झूठ क्यों बोले? आखिर चुनाव आयोग भाषाओं में किन बातों की अनुमति दे और CBFC सिनेमा में किन बातों की अनुमति दे, ये दो बातें भिन्न नहीं हो सकती. दोनों समाज से बात करते हैं. आपने ये 3 फिल्म संतोष, धड़क 2 और फूले के लिए बोला था. तो मतलब अगर उनका ये कथन है कि अगर कुछ सीन्स को कट होना है तो इसमें अगर क्या ही दिक्कत है?
आपको नहीं होगी, मुझे है. आप जब फिल्म बनाइएगा तो आप काट दीजिएगा. मतलब इसके बावजूद भी आपको मेरी बात समझ नहीं आ रही?
मुझे समझ आ रही है सर.
तो फिर मुझे क्या दिक्कत है? बता तो रहा हूं कि फिर उनको भी सेंसर कीजिए ना.
बिल्कुल.
उनको आप सेंसर नहीं कर सकते. मेरा पैसा लगा हुआ है करोड़ों रुपया, तो आप मुझे सेंसर कर सकते हैं? नाजायज है.
और ये कुछ मतलब इंगेजिंग कंटेंट भी तो आ जाती है, जैसे कि अगर कुछ क्लिप्स कट होती है, कंट्रोवर्सी में फिल्म चढ़ती है, तो उसकी तो फिर बॉक्स ऑफिस कलेक्शन भी काफी सोर्सेस में.
कोई जरूरी नहीं है. भीड़ में जितनी कंट्रोवर्सी हुई थी उतनी कंट्रोवर्सी कम फिल्मों में होती है. भीड़ का कलेक्शन पता कर लीजिएगा.
मैं अगर पद्मावत की बात करूं तो उस पर आप क्या कहना चाहिए?
कभी होता भी है, कभी फायदा भी होता है, कभी नुकसान भी होता है. मैं आपसे ये कह रहा हूं कि स्वीपिंग स्टेटमेंट्स मत दीजिए. हम लोग स्वीपिंग स्टेटमेंट्स देके क्या होता है, अपनी कन्वीनियंस को केटर करते हैं. उन तथ्यों को भी ढूंढिए जो आपकी मान्यता के विरुद्ध हैं.
बिल्कुल.
तथ्यों को.
बिल्कुल. और सर नागराज मंजुले की एक मूवी थी साइरट, जिसे उतना प्रामाणिकता नहीं मिला. मतलब बहुत लोग नहीं जानते थे जब तक धड़क नहीं बनी.
नहीं दोस्त, साइरट वाज अ ब्लॉकबस्टर.
मींस वी हिंदी स्पीकिंग कम्युनिटीज डिडंट नो वेरी मच अबाउट दैट.
हाँ, बट इट वाज अ ब्लॉकबस्टर. Very big.
Thank you.
Hello.
Okay, so I'll start with this. As a director, I think creative liberty सबको मतलब everyone has the right to that. So when in IC 814 you
What
named
is creative liberty for you?
The way I want to portray my characters or the story is creative liberty according to me. Okay, the way I...
No, just to get the context of your
yes,
question.
The way I want. अगर मुझे इसको नाम सोनू देना है, he is Sonu for me. And you should not argue because it's my film. According to me, that's... So when in IC 814, you named the hijackers the way you wanted to, all hell broke loose. And...
Can I interrupt you here? Because
yes.
The facts are not right.
Okay.
These are the names that the government released that they were calling each other by. So
yeah.
I did not give these names.
Yeah, but there was a lot of controversy around it. And
if you subscribe to that controversy, I'll talk about it. If you don't subscribe to the controversy, I will not talk about it.
Sure. So
because I'm talking to you.
Oh, sure. So the fact that even in our personal lives, if you are a celebrity or in the public eye, we do something and that becomes a news and it's criticized, which should not be like that. For instance, Ranbir Kapoor is playing Ram, right? And he had made a comment several years back that he has meat. Another instance, Sai Pallavi shared some photos of her in a swimwear. She was trolled. And these are not just instances. These keep on happening. We get into people's personal life. Amir Khan, several years ago, had once mentioned that, and again, there was a lot of backlash around it. India is growing intolerant. Do you think India is actually growing intolerant? We'll come to the movies as well, but let's just, in general perspective, try to understand. Do you think India is growing intolerant?
For quite long.
And
he was right.
He was right. And actually, it was in 2015, and now it's almost 10 years. We actually see it happen. And now, if I come to your films, do you have to consider these things while making, or you do what you want to do?
In an ideal world, I should.
But you can't do it.
I don't.
Is it a conscious decision you make as a producer?
That's who I am.
Okay. And another question I want to ask. You had mentioned, like a few days back, Karan Johar was in a bit of a controversy. He said Homebound did not do too well. It's a brilliant film, I feel. Touches on those social issues, but it didn't do too well. But he said how you have to consider the profitability as well as the kind of stories we try to show. If we don't get profit out of it, it is something we might have to, step back from. You have also, when Anek and Bhir, during a press conference or an interview, you mentioned that how Anek and Bhir made you feel so low. Yet you never mentioned that. And Karan Johar received a lot of backlash for saying that I'm not going to produce something like that. You, on the other hand, when you mentioned, it was more, you took a creative liberty and you went ahead with it. Do you think these kind of movies are supposed to be made? Karan Johar's making that comment was not right.
That's his choice. He runs a business.
Even you do, because you're a producer
Yeah,
as
but
well.
he runs a much larger business. I run a small, and also these are personal choices.
Okay.
Fully respected.
All right.
Fully respected.
Okay.
Hello again, sir.
Hi.
So, sir, I want to ask you about celebrity entourages. As a producer, do you see that as like a financial burden? Because there have been several reports where we read, journalistic reports, that, the producers cover for the charge of a celebrity's chef, trainer, stylists, makeup artists, hairdressers, and several other miscellaneous expenses, like, a certain burger has to be, brought in from
I
Priyas.
get your point, yeah.
Yeah,
Save
so
your time.
as a producer, do you think of it as a financial burden?
Any additional expense is a burden on the film.
Do you think that's fair, like these practices that are pretty much prevalent in the industry?
Who decides fair?
I want to understand from you, like, what is your take? Like, do you...
It adds to the budget. Mm-hmm. It doesn't reflect on the screen. So for me, any money spent on the film that is not in front of the camera is avoidable expense, and we avoid as much as we can. Some films can avoid more, some films can afford more. And if your question is about the entourage, yes, they are too fat now. And I wouldn't work with people with such large entourages.
Okay. So you, when you were casting for your movies, projects, so this is a point in your mind. So
also the kind of films I make, I don't work with those big stars who can afford those entourages. And so I don't face this problem. Okay. But I hear of it, and it's not fiction.
Okay.
And but then the filmmakers who want to work with those people have to have a conversation and make choices.
Okay. So I wanted to ask, is there any particular experience that you have personally faced while working?
No.
I
work with delightful people.
As an industry insider, any observations you had, like any experiences you must have heard from people?
I told you, it's not fiction.
It's not fiction. Like Anurag Kashyap also said, like, he's disgusted with how this industry works. And one of the reasons he said was like, the actors, new generation actors, want to be treated like stars. So do you think that this is an issue that needs to be at least discussed about, tackled with? Even like with
Stardom is not a recent phenomenon. Stardom is like 60, 50 years old. And it has existed with its perils. And I think past a year and a half or so, we are discussing Bollywood too much.
Okay.
I am reasonably certain the people who deliver goods in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, there's even more problem there, and there's even more problem at other delivery services or restaurant inside, or a shoe factory or a biscuit factory. But as a business, you don't get out and start spitting at the very business that made you. You solve it, and you have to put up with some atrocities, every business, and you find your ways to do it. I mean, that's how I operate. I'm not that activist. I will not be that vocal.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello, sir, again.
Hello.
Coming back to the question that I was trying to ask, you said when you came here that I'm a social filmmaker. But then
I also said I am wrong. I am actually also. I said I'm a very political man. I also said that.
So do you think that every art form that exists, or everything we do, is slightly political in ways? Like everything we choose to do or choose not to do?
I believe every art form is an opinion on something.
Okay.
And every opinion lies on somewhere on the spectrum of politics.
Okay, sir. Like a very famous filmmaker, Jean-Luc Godard, once was heading a revolution where people were talking about close-ups, people were talking about tracking shots, people were talking about how he uses zoom in and zoom outs. So he said, you're talking about all these things when I'm trying to make a point about revolution. I'm trying to make a point about students. I'm trying to make a point about their atrocities. So do you not think that we are seeing a trend where PTA has made a film, one battle after another. He has taken a stance where he says that how people are getting marginalized day in, day out. So where do you think you stand in that? Like, what do you comment on that?
Watch my films.
Like, watching your films is another thing. But you are a contemporary filmmaker.
I don't know. I would... See, I make films.
Okay.
I have a view on the world. I have a view on the society and the politics. And that should reflect in my films. And it's the audience who will place me on the spectrum. It's not my job. I can't do it. I can't place myself on the spectrum because I have to be looked at. Right?
Okay.
It's not within my powers.
But you are seeing films right now. Okay?
Yes.
So you have to, or you should, like, comment on contemporary films that are happening.
No, I'm not refusing to comment on the films.
Okay.
I'm refusing to place myself. Where do I see myself? Was your question. I'm responding to that.
Okay. This is a slightly deviating topic that I'm going to ask.
That's okay.
We saw that in Thappad, one particular incident got highlighted, and then it took off to another level. You're trying to show how normalized it is in our society. Whereas we see in Kabir Singh that Preeti gets slapped by Shahid Kapoor's character, and then they go along, then they don't get separated, and in the end they get again together. So I have seen a couple of your interviews again, like you have said that you have not watched Animal and films of that matter. So do you think if that is not creative liberty, your film is also sort of trying to use that creative liberty too? Like, both are creative liberties to some extent. So where do you stand on that?
Thappad.
But you're saying Thappad, but it is also a filmmaker's creation, na?
Did 8 times the business of Thappad.
So I'm not talking about business.
No.
I'm talking about your liberties or a filmmaker's creative liberties.
You'll have to allow me to finish my sentences.
Sorry.
That did 8 times the business of Thappad. So evidently, and quite evidently, that is a more popular opinion. I am minority.
No, sir, you're not.
I am minority.
I don't think.
But I know this. This is facts are facts.
Anubhav, Sushila, Sinha ji, we are here back at it again.
Thappad.
Ji. Deepika Padukone recently exited Sandeep Reddy Vanga's Spirit because she had some demands.
I was not in the room. Were you?
We weren't.
Okay.
Both of us.
No,
weren't.
let's clarify that first.
Yes. One of the major demands being an 8-hour shift.
I don't know this. I will not comment on
Okay.
it.
There have been reports. It has been stated. Okay. Akshay Kumar, interesting.
In response, I'll tell you a small story. When I went to when Rishi Kapoor started working with me, and when he chose to be on board Mulk, he said मैं रात को शूट नहीं करूँगा.
Okay.
तो मैंने कहा सर पिक्चर में इतनी नाइट है आपने स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ी है. तो बोले अच्छा मैं 3 दिन करूँगा. तो मैंने कहा अच्छा मैं कल बात करता हूँ. फिर नेक्स्ट डे में गया. फिर मैंने उस 3 दिन को 5 करा लिया. फिर मैंने शूटिंग पे जाके 1-1.5 दिन और बढ़वा लिया. You know, actors are very different people. And if somebody says, if I had told her that I will not shoot without a Coca-Cola, a burger at the table. No, she has the choice to still call me or not.
So, with due respect, my point here
To
is...
whom? Due respect to whom?
To you.
Okay, thank you.
I just was interjecting in between.
No, it was a joke.
My point is that what does it tell about the gender standards that even successful women in the industry continue to face, and how do you practice that feministic ethos?
What are we
in your
talking
filmmaking?
about? This world is not a fair place. Live with it or change it.
Have you watched Sandeep Reddy Vanga's filmography? Any of it?
I haven't seen his films, but I know what they are.
And do you feel like the eyeballs which he grabs with his films and the content which you make, which are like the way you portray women, it's diametrically opposite?
Yes.
And do you feel like he needs to learn some gender sensitization from you or in general?
No. Please, I just responded to this. Look at the amount of business he does, which represents the amount of endorsement he gets.
So it's
look
okay
at
that we can...
No, wait. Let me finish.
Sure, sir.
If you ask a question, I'll give an answer.
Sure, sir.
Then you have to see how much endorsement I get and compare it and accept it. 8 times the business of Thappad for either Kabir Singh, maybe 10 times on Animal or 15, I don't know how much.
Do you resonate with his filmography?
No, I don't know, obviously.
Sure. I will end on a lighter note. For sure,
Thank you.
2025 is about to end. What content have you consumed? What are the films which you have loved this year, and what would you like to recommend?
I loved this one. One battle after another. And
Any Indian movies?
loved it. No, not in the recent past. I loved Sudhir Mishra's series that he has made, which is yet to be released.
Okay.
I love it.
Any books you'd like to recommend? Anything which you are excited in the future as well, coming from Bollywood or Indian cinema in general?
Any films or books? Sorry, you...
Anything which you would like to recommend or you are excited about? Let's talk about what you're excited about coming in the next few months from Indian cinema.
Always a Scorsese film, always a Rohit Shetty film, always a Raju Hirani film, always an Anurag Kashyap film, always a Sudhir Mishra film, always...
When are we getting another Anurag Kashyap film?
I don't know. I haven't spoken to him in very long.
Always Anubhav Sinha film.
Okay.
Your time. I'll have to cut it now as we come to the close of the show. And you've been talking so much about evolution, your evolution as a filmmaker, as a person. Today, you sat across a generation that's just beginning its journey. How did you think this interaction went? What is your takeaway?
Very nice. Very good fun. A general dial down on being a critic and dial up on appreciation. It'll change your life. Appreciation is good energy. See, the world right now is a critic. Everybody in this world is a critic. compassion, appreciation, gratitude are few emotions that should always be on the forefront for you. And that will bring positivity to you, that will bring hope to you, that will bring happiness to you. So, in most of your questions, they come from I found this mistake, a critique. But, and you love my films. Most of you, I think, like my films. So, if the general chat was about how to make films which will become what we like, so let's say 3 out of 10 things in my films you like. So how do we take these 3 away from Anubhav today? Not away, but take this home. As opposed to, that's a much better way forward. Wow, how lovely cinematography in this film. Okay, I don't like this film, any film. I don't like this film. So don't spend too much time on why I don't like that film, what you like about it. That will teach you, that will take you forward. What you don't like makes you negative.
Well, I think all of them are surely fans of your films, as are we. We love watching you. That's why we got you in this hot seat as well. But we also had some, maybe some grouses with you, or just some points that people had
absolutely fine. That should not be the crux of the matter. I'm not saying don't question me. Please question me also. We had 2 opportunities. But, and not appreciation about my films. Generally, I'm talking about that's a life lesson. I'm much older than you guys. And I don't want you to learn this 20, 30 years later. I have it with me. I'm giving it to you. Keep it, throw it, your choice.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Anubhav, for being such a sport. Thank you to all our students for asking some great questions. And that's it for this segment. We'll see you next time with another guest in the hot seat.